Hi, Nick. How you doing?
What's going on, man? Can you
Okay.
hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Doing great. I like your shirt.
Oh, thank you. I like yours too.
Came prepared, yeah. I figured I'd go ahead and throw on one of the crew shirts.
I gotta get some Mandalorian merchandise.
Yeah. Well, luckily these are the ones they gave us at the end of the show for season two
Oh, that's
from Legacy.
awesome. That
So
looks really cool.
every department has their own shirt and they hand them all out. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, that's really cool. All I have was the Baby Yoda doll from Walmart.
They went popular.
Yeah, I got lucky with
So
it, but I'm looking forward to the animatronic one that comes out later this year. Well,
yeah,
I'm looking
that'll be
forward
a
to,
lot of fun.
to speaking with you and to ask you so many of these wonderful questions I put down for you.
Okay. If
Uh,
we get a weird connection, if we get a weird connection or something like that, I'll let you know. But I
okay.
think we'll be
Yeah, I had some trouble getting on too when I started. That's why I ended the last conversation because I couldn't get myself on the screen to work.
yeah.
The camera
No
wasn't.
problems.
I just how do we start it real quick and it was no problem.
Yep.
How
All
did
right.
you
Well,
get
I'm ready whenever
involved?
you're.
Sorry.
I said I was ready whenever you're ready. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I'm ready. um, how did you get involved with doing stunts for movies?
Uh, Growing up, I did gymnastics for 21 years. My parents owned a gymnastics club, so I competed all the way through college and was a gymnast. And after college at University of Nebraska, I just didn't really want to go get a regular job, so I moved to Florida and I started doing the stunt shows at the theme parks, like the Indiana Jones stunt show and the Sinbad stunt show, and ended up traveling around and doing a whole bunch of stuff with different Cirque du Soleil style shows and whatnot. And eventually, after a few years of that, got bored of running around with the circus and moved back to Florida. And through the Indiana Jones show, I would say is probably the number one way, because I met most of my friends that still currently work in the business through that show.
The Indiana Jones show is really fun to go to. I've been there quite a few times every time I went to Orlando.
Yeah, it's a popular one. It's been there for over 20 years, I think now. It's
Yeah, I've been there
pretty
for a
long.
very long time.
Some of the kids going to watch the show don't even know who Indiana Jones is.
Well, I've known Indiana Jones since I was like 5, so I was
Yeah,
pretty aware of all that happening
yeah.
there. So, you mentioned going through gymnastics training. What other kind of training did you go through?
I mean, once we got into the stunt world, then you kind of find what you want to specialize in. You find what you're good at, and you just work at excelling at that one thing. So, for instance, I have been working a lot on martial artists and stuff and trying to incorporate, gymnastics and some of the movements and whatnot into the martial arts world, which just incorporates to a lot of wire work and stuff like that. So when it comes down to using my gymnastics in stunts, it's just kind of finding ways to incorporate it and learn new things with the talents that I already have. And, then you can always pick up stuff, you meet people along the way, like, for instance, Lateef Crowder, the guy who stunt doubles on the Mandalorian. We will, when we're on set and stuff, he'll come at you and start throwing some combos and stuff, or just having fun. And if you want to get in with him, he has no problem teaching you his skill. And you just kind of pick up stuff from people along the way. And when you find something you're excelling at, you just go full force at it, and you get there eventually.
Well, you've done a very good job on all your stunts. I did some research before I got the chance to talk to you, and you've been doing a lot of work for Marvel, The Hunger Games, Final Destination.
Mm-hmm.
How exciting is it to be involved in all those projects?
I mean, they're all great unto their own. Every show's different. No two shows are the same. Everything's even when you're working, it's not so much like going to a job and every show's the same. Some shows are really really hard, and long days to get through, and other shows are just a lot of fun and you laugh like crazy. For instance, I worked on like the Harold and Kumar series, and that one was just you're just laughing the whole time. I did another movie with Judd Apatow called This Is 40, and you never stop laughing on sets like that. Then you get onto other sets and it's a much more serious attitude, and everybody's trying to keep voices down, and I'm making sure everybody can hear what's going on. And it's a much more every show's different. It's really hard to explain it. So every show keeps you on your toes, and it just turns out to be it's a lot of fun too. It's hard to have just they're all kind of my favorites because you come away with something from every show.
So you have to say you don't have a number one favorite project. You just enjoy doing all of
Oh
them.
no, that's not necessarily true. So for me, what makes a project fun is, I mean, to be a part of all the projects is really fun. But when you get to do like a really fun gag, as far as being a stunt guy, there's some days you can go on to some shows and you're just a soldier running in a field and you're taking bullet hits all day, just hitting the ground all day. But there's other days where we get called and we do full body fire burns. You're on fire head to toe. So you spend the majority of your day doing the prep for the fire burn as opposed to just ground pounding all day on this. But the bigger the stunt, the more exhilarating it is. Big high falls and stuff like that. That's what makes a show really, really fun for me. And the ones that have had the most on them, I mean, Black Panther was one that had quite a bit of fun stuff on it. But I had more of almost an acting stunt role in that one because I was the guy with my hair slicked back when he's like, "Look at Grease Lightning over there," and they pointed me, and I'm carrying the briefcase in the casino and doing all that. And then I was involved in all the mayhem of the casino, everybody running around and getting tossed around and all that kind of stuff.
I'm gonna have to
So
watch that scene.
yeah. So we're all in that. And if you watch that one, I mean, when Chadwick Boseman goes, "Hey, what about Grease Lightning over there?" It's me and my buddy with our hair slicked back, holding the briefcase. So those are kind of more stunt acting roles.
I literally just watched Black Panther the
Yeah.
other night after finding out about Chadwick's passing. So I'm definitely gonna have to go back and watch that scene just to see if I can catch you.
Yeah, it's a fun movie. Like I say, and every movie is a different feeling. But I mean, there's some of the older movies that I've done that I really, really have enjoyed working on. Or like you said, Final Destination 4 was a really fun one. Mainly because of the team and everybody that they're bringing you in to work with is just amazing. I got to work with David Ellis, who's a stunt guy who became a director, and just watching those guys how they do it was for me, very, very enjoyable. For instance, being on Mandalorian, watching Jon Favreau and Filoni go, Favreau's a really, get to work, be by the books kind of guy. Filoni's a little bit more of a fun guy, comes up, pats you on the back, and has a good time with you and stuff while you're on set. And both of them have just amazing things they can throw to the set in different ways, but it works so well, and it's just a great learning area to be in.
So what is filming like for you as a stunt actor?
A lot of bumps and bruises, and ibuprofen, but it's not. I mean, everybody has a different experience. For me, it's like I say, I go to work and I try to take home something from the people that you meet. You're surrounded by such amazing people. It'd be a shame forever. And I just had a little flash on the screen there. I thought you disconnected.
Yeah, the app literally just closed on me, so I have no idea what just happened.
Yeah, mine popped back up, so I think we're good.
On me, like the app was freezing up or something.
No, that's fun. But yeah, I forgot. Sorry, got so rudely interrupted by Zoom there.
Let's try this again. What was filming like for you as a stunt actor?
Yeah, well, like I say, filming live for me as a stunt actor is an experience to go to set, learn something new from everybody that you're around. There's so many good people on every different set you work on. Somebody is going to be really good at what they do with their one thing, and even if it's helping the guys that are working catering and stuff like that, I try to be the friendly guy on set to everybody. I don't want to, have any issues with anybody or do anything. So I'll help out with catering. If I see somebody carrying boxes somewhere, I'm going to go grab that box out of their hand and walk with them. I don't care if I'm in full costume or not. I'm going to help them out if I can, So for me, it's a lot of fun. I try to make friends with everybody on set, and I walk away from each movie with a lot of, new friends and new experiences. So it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I haven't had to get a real job yet.
And you mentioned getting bumps and bruises on the job. Have you ever gotten seriously injured?
I haven't. I have a lot of friends who have. Most of my good injuries were from me back in the gymnastics days. But um, yeah, I've been fairly lucky that I haven't. But I've lost friends in this business, and that's where it gets pretty tough. So, um, but yeah, I haven't. Luckily, I mean, bumps and bruises are inevitable. You hit the ground so many times in a stormtrooper costume, you're gonna have some bumps and bruises. Um, but other than that, yeah, it's just a part of the job. And the serious injuries, as much as we try to avoid them, sometimes they just happen, and it's really rough.
Would you say getting hurt on the job is the hardest part about being a stuntman, or do you have something else that's hardest about the job?
Yeah, I mean, it depends. I mean, I always tell people that are trying to get into stunts and stuff, if you're scared of heights, or if you're the person that thinks twice before you do something that makes your adrenaline, scream, then, maybe you're going to have to work a little bit lower and work your way up to where you're comfortable. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's just, for me, it's all about the adrenaline, really, like I was saying earlier. I
And
think,
what kind of
I think that's looking at
advice
it for a
would
second.
you offer for up and coming stunt artists?
I'm sorry, you cut out during that question. I'm sorry.
Sorry about that. What kind of advice would you offer for up and coming stunt artists?
Um, Practice your craft. Practice, practice, practice. Don't ever stop practicing. Don't ever stop learning. Uh, but like I say, practice. Take something that you excel at and really work hard at that. I'm not saying don't go out and learn new things. I'm saying really excel at what you're good at. Because you if you're not a car driver, don't try to jump in the seat and drive a car right away because you think it's a cool stunt job. If you're not a martial artist, don't get in there and say you can fight, because all that's going to happen is they're going to see that you can't deliver the job, and you're pretty much sticking a stake in your career at that moment. Not a lot of people are going to be interested in hiring you until you can step up and prove yourself and show that you're good at something. So take what you're good at, work at that as hard as you can, and just roll with that, and eventually you're going to meet people along the way. But be humble, be a likable person on set, and just enjoy the ride, and be good at your craft. Practice, 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 practice.
I like that. I like that advice. Who were your inspirations for signing up to be a stunt actor?
I mean, I remember the whole idea of how the stunt actor thing even came, or stuntman even came into play, was I didn't even necessarily want to do stunt acting. I mean, that's just something that comes in along the job. But just being a stuntman, I was 8 years old. I was in eighth grade. I wasn't 8 years old. I was in eighth grade, and we were sitting around with my family watching a movie. I can't remember what we were watching. I feel like it was one of the Terminators or something, some interesting movie like that. I'm not sure. And I just remember pointing at the screen and said, "I want to do that." And my dad said, "You want to be an actor?" And I said, "No, I want to do the fun stuff." And he goes, "Oh, you want to be a stuntman?" And then fast forward to after college, where my mom said, "Hey, I thought you said you wanted to go be a stunt guy." And she kind of, pushed me along my way. So my parents were actually really big influences in it, but it was, just the idea of being able to continue doing stuff I loved. I was a gymnast, so you just want to jump around and flip off things, and I didn't want to stop. And I had to figure out a way that hopefully I could make some money doing it, and showing that I was good at it. So once I got into the business, then I started meeting a lot of really, really, really good big coordinators. And they just kind of helped me along the way. One of my buddies, the guy who's the stunt coordinator for the Mandalorian, his name's Ryan Watson. He's one of the first people I met when I moved from Nebraska to Florida, to start doing live show work and stuff like that. So we've known each other for a long time, and he was Sub-Zero in the Mortal Kombat live show. He did a whole bunch of really amazing stuff. But he was a really, really good martial artist, and I started looking up to people like him, and he kind of in turn kind of showed me the way and kind of helped me get along. And then through all along that, cooler and cooler people. So there's a lot of people that have helped me get to where I'm at, and they've all influenced me in one way or another. So I still love them to death. They're all family to me.
That's awesome that you think of them as family and your friends as well. So you're kind of
Mm-hmm.
really close. I have a couple more questions here.
Yeah.
If you could change one thing about your
Right.
career, what would it be and why?
I think you asked if I could change one thing in my career, what would
No,
it be and why?
if you could change one thing in your career, what would it be and why?
If I could change one thing,
Yeah.
oh, that's a tough one because I don't know. I mean, I don't know if there's anything I would change. Like I say, everything's been a unique experience unto its own. It's hard to look back because I mean, sure, we've all had, hard jobs where, maybe it was a small budget film that we were working on, it didn't go anywhere or something like that. But it's each one, like I say, you learn something from each film. So if I take something away from that, I might not be where I'm at right now.
Right.
If that makes any sense. So that's a really
I
hard
know. I
question.
totally understand.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know that there is anything I would change. I think I would, keep it exactly where it is.
And
I
that's
mean,
a
what am
good
I gonna?
thing.
Yeah, what do you say? I want to change. I wish I would have worked on this movie. But then again, it's not that easy just to say you want to work on it. Now you got to get a
Right.
hold of all the people, and hopefully he's not all got his team or whatever. It's a long process. So there's not a whole lot you could change. Everything's been a really fun ride.
And what kind of films or TV shows would you like to work on someday?
Um, well, we're going to be continuing. So me and my business partner have our own production company now. So we've recently stepped from being a stunt man to second unit directing and producing. So we're starting to get into where we're going to be able to write and shoot our own movies and do all that. And that's the ultimate end game for me, is to be directing and producing and having all of our own crews and shooting our own movies. And we actually will have our first one coming out soon. We're probably going to sell it here within a month or so, and it'll probably be available on Netflix or somewhere like that. We'll have to get a hold of you when that comes out and let you know what that is if you guys are interested in seeing it. But yeah, that's the end game for me. So I'm working up. You can only be a stunt guy. I've been doing stunts now for 20 some odd years. Eventually you got to go to the next plateau and keep stepping up that ladder, or else you're going to be really, really sore when you're 60 years old trying to jump off buildings.
Right. No, congratulations on your project. I definitely have to check it out.
Yeah, we'll get you. I'll let you know what it is when it's time. So as
That
soon as we
sounds
sell it
great.
and we have an output for it, I'll definitely let you know. I'll get back with you.
And other than your new film, are you currently working on any other new projects?
Yeah, we have the talks in with a couple. I'm talking with another producer earlier today about stunt coordinating on his show. So I'll be the guy running all of the stunts and hiring all the stunt people and doing all that. So I had him talking about that. I think that's not going to start though for a couple months, and then of course season 3 from Mandalorian, we're gonna probably shoot that, but I know that's not going to start shooting until 2021. So it won't be season 3 comes out next October thing. I think it's going to be season 3 comes out a little later, but don't quote me on that. They may pull some magic.
Well, I hope it
So
comes
we're
out
hoping.
sooner than later. I know with things going
Yeah,
on with COVID
it
going
will.
on, it's gonna be
It
tricky
will.
for
I
films
don't feel like
now.
Mandalorian.
Yeah, things are so tricky with COVID now for films and TV shows
Yeah, I think
out
that's
and
a
look
big
back
chunk
up.
of it. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
that's a
really
big
miss
big
all
chunk.
my TV shows that are supposed to be on right now. So to wait a little longer for them to come on, it's nerve-wracking.
Yep. I trust me. I fully understand. I feel like I've seen everything on every platform by this point.
I know I have nothing new to watch at this point.
Yeah.
I did
It's,
have a Final Destination marathon a couple weeks ago, so there
oh
was
yeah. So I doubled Nick Zano on that one in Final Destination 4. You remember him when he's the blonde-haired kid and he's at the pool and he's just being the cocky kid and he gets his butt stuck to the bottom of the pool?
yes.
That was me.
Some of those scenes in the movies are just so cringe-worthy.
Yep. Well, that was me that they pulled to the bottom of the pool and sucked my
Oh
butt.
my gosh.
So I was doubling Nick Zano on that movie.
Oh wow. I have to say that was not one of my favorites to watch.
Yep.
Not very
Yeah, but,
thin.
but
I
now
just
you
started
understand when
watching.
I say.
I
Now
just
you
started
understand when I
watching it
say
'cause
that.
I just started to watch it because I'm a horror fan, so I wanted to
Yeah,
check it out. And some of those scenes I couldn't even get through.
yeah, and that's why I say most movies are different than every other movie. So like,
Yeah. I think
imagine showing
I
up.
think nowadays I prefer the old '80s movies because they're not as
Yeah.
realistic.
Well, imagine showing up to work one day and they go, "Hey, we're gonna suction cup your butt to the bottom of a pool." And you're like, "Excuse me? Okay."
All right. Well, I really appreciate your time talking with me today, Nick. It was a lot of fun to
No
get to
problem.
know you and talk about your career as a stunt actor.
No problem. Thank you for getting a hold of me. I always appreciate the support, and it's always fun to talk to all the fans that I've met through the Mandalorian.
Yeah, no problem. And speaking of the Mandalorian, we mentioned earlier last week that I could send you something for me to sign, or did you want to send something to me, or
Sure. Yeah. However you want to do it. A lot of people have been sending me all those Funko Pops and stuff like that to sign, and
I don't have anything on me yet.
yeah. No, but I could probably. I mean, I could probably get something. I have some photos and stuff that I have on my phone that nobody else has.
Yeah, I can't get anything right now, so otherwise I'd go ahead and just send you something right now.
Yeah, well, I'll see what I can do. We're down here in Georgia right now, so we're pretty much wide open. So I'll get something in the mail for you, and we'll get it up to you.
Awesome.
You just have to email me your address and stuff.
Yep, I'll message it to you.
Nice.
Awesome. It was great talking to you, Nick, and I hope you have a great day.
Great, thank you. You too.